Brings you second leg action from World Cup qualifiers. It's Bahrain, Trinidad and Tobago. I'm your host Nick Webster alongside Keith Costigan. Straight to the Bahrain lineup today, and we can see that Al Hubail gets the start. He's a big key for the Bahrainian team.
We're playing at home, and he's obviously the crowd favourite here. They'll be looking to him to get a goal and maybe seal this World Cup place.
Well, Bahrain know that a 0-0 draw is good enough to send them to Germany. Sort of a defensive lineup. Look out for Asal Salman and Hussein Ali as we go to the Trinidad lineup. Big surprise today, Keith. No Russell Latterby. Why?
I would think maybe 90 minutes was a little bit too much for him. If they're still chasing the game late on, look to see Russell Latterby play the last 30 or 25 minutes.
On Saturday, Ortus Whitley had an absolute monster game. TNT will need more of the same. They simply have to score if they're going to go to Germany. Stick around. First half kickoff is coming up. You're watching World Cup qualifying action on FSC. Back to the National Stadium in Panama. Bahrain, the Kingdom of Bahrain. Bahrain taking on TNT at stake. Nothing much really, Keith, except a place in the 2006 World Cup. TNT know they've got to score. What is the key for them today?
I think the other day their possession wasn't as good as it normally is, and Trinidad will be looking to keep possession of the ball, looking to get Dwight York and Stearn-John involved and play from there.
And for Bahrain, very important that they don't sit back. They actually haven't won a game in their last 7. They did play Panama in a friendly, gave them a good waxing, but when it comes to World Cup play, in their Asian group, they in fact only won 1 game. They finished 3rd. But due to the fact that they had 4 points, they made it to this qualification stage, and very, very happy to come out of Port of Spain with a 1-1 draw. It really was a passionate, excited crowd there, and I think maybe the crowd helped Bahrain, didn't help TNT.
Yeah, I think judging from the early crowd, the noise here, maybe it's not a situation Bahrain are used to playing in and they revelled in it, whereas Trinidad maybe felt a little bit of pressure from their own crowd, and hopefully a little bit of pressure off them today and they can maybe play their own kind of soccer.
Dwight York will find Sid Gray. Good ball into the box. Stearn-John up for that one. Nice leap from Stearn-John. Currently playing his football for Derby County. Well travelled around the English leagues. In fact, played in Major League Soccer for the Columbus Crew for a number of seasons. Decent goal scorer.
Yeah, well-travelled player, and wherever he's gone, he's been a crowd favourite because of his finishing, and he's got a great first touch too, holds the ball up really well.
Hassan Ali will play it short to Adnan. He'll thump it long to Talal. It's very important, I think, for Bahrain today to get Al Hubail into the game. 23-year-old, striking dynamo, scores a lot of goals in Qatar. And he scored goals for the national team, but been out for some time with an ACL injury. It takes time to get back.
Yeah, definitely. 7 months out in any kind of sport. It can take anything up to a year to get back to your full pace, but he has been scoring goals in the Qatar League already after his comeback, so yeah, they'll definitely be looking to get him involved.
Calvin Jack, the undisputed #1 at the moment. You don't want to see that. Anytime you let the ball bounce in the defending third, you're going to cause yourself problems, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely. The minute you can clear it, you clear it. Don't let the ball bounce. It can only cause you troubles, and goalkeepers will be screaming at the defenders when they see that.
Marvin Andrews looking to thump it long. It's decent. Stearn-John will pick it up. Turn and fire. Hey, not a bad idea. Opening minutes of the game. Maybe catch the keeper Ali Hassan napping.
And get a little bit of momentum, a little bit of attacking play by Trinidad, and a good shot off. Maybe a little bit ambitious for Stearn-John, but nice to see.
Well, we saw in the opening 10 minutes in the first leg in Port of Spain, TNT did some nice attacking. They had plenty of momentum, but then seemed to lose their way, and that played into Bahrain's hands, who scored from a set piece, although Chris Birchall did equalise with one of the best long-range strikes I've ever seen, and I'm sure Birchall will be up for more of the same today.
I think you definitely touched on it earlier, Nick. Trinidad did start off really well, but the crowd maybe got a little bit impatient on them, and that might have played a part in their, not as good play later on in the first half and later on in the second half.
But that's surely going to be a feature today, is patience. They've got to score, but they can't leave themselves open at the back, because we've seen Bahrain, they're fairly useful on the counter-attack. They've got some good pace. Avery John winning his side the free kick. Excuse me, Sid Gray. Marvin Andrews will look for Stern John or Kawani Jones. There is Kawani Jones. He's done well. Dwight York muscled out, and apologies for the satellite hits as Dwight York on the ball. Doesn't win the corner kick. Good pressure from Talal. Dwight York, 37 years of age. Currently playing his football for Sydney FC. So experienced, but I think what we saw from York on Saturday, he kept on dropping too deep.
Yeah, I think he almost wants it a little bit too much. He needs to stay disciplined, stay forward, and do what he's good at, holding the ball up and taking his chances.
Stern John will show. Excuse me, Kawani Jones. Here's Dwight York. Still York. Got options to his left. Decent little ball across. The first chance of the game. Could have gone anywhere. Crazy defending from Bahrain. The slip, Chris Birchall. Nice little cut turn from Chris Birchall. Still Birchall. And it's been a bright opening 5 minutes for the Soccer Warriors. John. Carlos Edwards. Needs some help on the right-hand side. Where's Sid Gray? There he is now. Disappointing cross, though.
I think Edwards was a feature of the first game. He got a lot of the ball out wide, but a lot of times Trinidad waited for something to happen. Interesting to see if he has the same kind of game, whether he gets to link up a little bit more with his other midfielders.
Ali Hassan. Talal. Getting good pressure there. Sid Gray off the back of his bonds. Will he get there? Yes, he does. Recovers nicely. Stern John showing well. Birchall can't get there, but Whitley can.
Jones and John doing a good job so far, holding the ball up and bringing the Trinidad midfielders into play. Good stuff.
Good look at Chris Birchall, 21 years old. He is a valiant. Plays his club football for Port Vale. Mohammed Habel, younger brother of Ala Habel. Adnan. Oh, there's a go. There's a go from distance. And Calvin Jack almost caught napping there, and I think he's taken out for a corner kick by the reaction from Jack.
Well, sometimes when you're embarrassed, the thing to do is scream and act like you didn't do anything wrong. But definitely almost caught out there.
Yep, is a corner kick. Long-range effort. Really a chance out of nothing. So, pressure for TNT, and we saw on Saturday, Keith, this was their Achilles heel. They could not defend set pieces to save their lives. They kept on losing markers.
Yeah, they've got to do a better job of staying with their player and winning the ball, especially players like Marvin Andrews.
On there again. Oh, and still a chance. Oh, and TNT are just having a nightmare when it comes to set pieces. There's a tough challenge there. Stern John battling away. But a glorious opportunity for Bahrain to really perhaps put this tie beyond doubt.
It just amazes me how many balls go in the box. A lot of these defenders playing in Europe should be used to long balls into the area, corner kicks and stuff. Absolutely terrible defending again by Trinidad.
Yeah, we didn't see the head up. Birchall looked like he was around there. Salman did get his, Adnan got his head on the ball. A let-off for TNT. Sid Gray will find Carlos Edwards. Good ball. He'll drop to Birchall. We've seen him in that position before. Tries to strike it with his left foot. Not as successful as Saturday. Long over the top. Dennis Lawrence. So powerful and commanding in the air. Sid Gray blown for the free kick. As Talal is bundled over from behind.
Bahrain's play definitely not as fluent as it was on Saturday. We'll see how that develops as the game goes along.
Thumped in, not dealt with though. And Talal quickly onto it. Jacks had to be alert. Look at number 14, Salman, the goal scorer from Saturday. Stern John holding it up nicely to Birchall. Carlos Edwards on that right-hand side. He wants to be in one-on-one situations, so he can do exactly this. Great ball in. Had Bahrain stretching for just a second, and I mean, good pressure from TNT, to be honest. They have given up the foul, but it's nice to see the players buzzing around. We didn't see that so much on Saturday.
Yeah, the work rate certainly seems to be there, with Russell Adapi out and with maybe an extra worker in there. They're not trying to cover for him as much as they had to on Saturday, so good work from Trinidad.
Well, I know the coach Leo Bienhager, stickler for organisation, disciplinarian, will have been disappointed with his team's performance, but they do have a chance now to make amends, and of course the prize is just so huge.
But from what we've heard, he was very critical of some of the more senior players. I mean, we can only imagine Ladapi and York and stuff, so look for York to have a big game today.
Calvin Jacks will find his skipper Dwight York. I'm not sure if I like that long floating crossfield ball. It just seems so easy to be picked out.
Definitely, if a defender's reading the game well, it's exactly what a defender wants to see.
Sid Gray. He's got a long throw. Jones will pressure. And the pressure was enough. Edwards, quick throw in. Stern John, good control from John. Double team. He needed Carlos Edwards to come and help him again from the throw in. But a bit of a giveaway from Bahrain in the back there. Playing themselves into a pickle. No call, surprising. Edwards. Good spell from TNT. Jones to Whitley. Nice turn from Whitley. Wants some options. Finds Dwight York to Birchall. Birchall, crunching tackle. Chris Birchall scored from probably that position on Saturday. Looks like, to me, Keith, he's taken a nasty knock.
Yeah, definitely after the follow-through with the shot, he got a nasty knock. It looked like in and around the ankle, so let's hope he's okay, especially after the influence he had in the game on Saturday.
It's one of those where you strike it, your foot's unprotected, and if he's got it studs up, which he has done.
It was really late and really nasty. I'm surprised there wasn't a call on that one.
And Birchall looks to be really struggling. I'm sure his mum Jennifer is watching this game somewhere. The reason why Chris can play for TNT, his mum was born in Port of Spain.
A very proud mom after Saturday's performance.
Yeah, it was a very, very late challenge by Jalal. No whistle though. So, no free kick opportunity upcoming for TNT. I mean, these kinds of disruptions, when the game stops, does it help Bahrain? Does it help TNT?
I think Bahrain want the game slowed down. They don't want Trinidad having big bouts of possession. Bahrain are looking for a stop-start kind of game, and that's what we have right now.
And thinking about the travel, Who got it harder? Bahrain had to travel to Port of Spain and then they had to make the long journey back. Trinidad only have to travel once for the game as such.
Well, I think it may cancel each other out. Bahrain did travel a week before the game, so that gave them a long time in Trinidad, but always nice to come home.
Launch long, Marvin Andrews. Lawrence will come and pressure. Avery John. Whitley's there as well. This is good stuff from TNT. They're really putting some good pressure on the ball. Jalal. Chris was actually born in England and plays his football for Port Vale. And Port Vale, not one of the more well-known teams in England. And wouldn't that be something if he ends up in the World Cup final?
I mean, the World Cup always throws up some great stories at us, and I think that's a fairy tale story right there.
Yeah, we live now. We're doing the game. Well, we're joining the game in progress. Kick-off just a few minutes ago. Bahrain in the red. Trinidad and Tobago, the white shirts, black shorts, and this young man, Avery John, had a really inconsistent game. Moments of brilliance, but then big mistakes.
Yeah, I thought the ball in behind him caught him out a lot first half. Second half, I thought he'd done a much better job, but again, he's got to keep that second half kind of play going.
Well, I think Trinidad, with the pressure off, if they can get the early goal, that would really put the cat amongst the pigeons. And we're really looking for Stern John and Dwight York to create some of the magic that we know they're capable of playing.
Yeah, a lot of Trinidad players obviously capable of individual magic, and as you say, Nick, an early goal in this game changes the whole complexion of things. That makes Bahrain have to come out and try play and try get a goal. And we haven't really seen that yet. We haven't seen them have to come out and score goals, so...
Adnan had a great game at the heart of the Bahrain defence in the first leg. It's a towering header, giving something Stern John to chase. And I'd just like to say that the nickname of Trinidad and Tobago is in fact the Soca Warriors. I got it wrong on Saturday, calling them the Soccer Warriors. Soca is an abbreviated term for the soulful calypso music that was invented on the island by Lord Shorty in the 1970s. So there you have it, football fans. The Soca Warriors. It's the nickname of TNT. And my thanks to Rupert Edwards for pointing that out. Adnan to Hassan. Nice little turn. Al-Dorsari. Talal, who's really useful down that right-hand side. Bahrain call him their David Beckham, and he's very good from set pieces, took all the corners, was involved in all the free kicks in the first leg in Port of Spain. Spectacular clearance from Avery John. Adnan looking for some space.
It certainly seems like a different kind of atmosphere from the crowd today, from the game we had on Saturday, Nick. You know, not as loud and as vocal early on, and maybe that's something Bahrain would like to hear. Maybe the crowd get behind them early.
Well, that's for sure. The crowd in Port of Spain, 30,000. Felt like there were 60,000 inside the stadium, and the noise and the drums, the calypso music, just pounded out for 90 minutes. Yeah, it's a very different type of atmosphere here. And long-range effort from Adnan. Jack nicely on it, and you can see that the pitch doesn't look that great, and you know, it's one of those pitches where the ball's so hard it could take a bobble, and anything that's going to come off the chest, well, Hubail would be there straight away.
Well, definitely, and Calvin Jack was not taking his eyes off that shot for a minute.
Great. Looking for Stern John and Jones. Pressure from Dwight York. Well, that's a giveaway right there. Whitley to Avery John. Whitley trying to get on the end of that again. And I know we were both very impressed with Whitley in the first leg. He really was a monster in the centre of the TNT midfield.
Yeah, I thought he had to do a lot of cover, especially for the likes of Russell Adapi, who's obviously not in the side today, but his work rate was phenomenal. I remember a last-ditch tackle laid on, so we know he's carrying a groin injury today, so it'll be interesting to see how that progresses.
Marvin Andrews dinking it forward. Nice little flick on. Chris Birchall looking to get on the end of that. Jalal being pressurised. Don't want to give a foul away there. And decent from Dwight York. That's what you want to see from your centre forward. Getting in behind the defender, making it difficult for him.
Yeah, well, I think you touched on it. We heard about him practice himself and Leo Beinhacker getting at the players, and he's really fired up. So I think we can see it right here. He's not giving up on anything.
Well, Yorkie knows that this is his last chance to make a World Cup finals. 35 years of age, currently playing for Sydney FC. And if you're a fan of Australian football, glorious news for you guys today. You have made it to the promised land for the first time since 1974, beating Uruguay on penalty kicks. And Beinhacker already issuing instructions. What do you think he's saying?
I would say that one of the main things he wants the team to do, and we read about it, that he's trying to get it done in practice, is keep possession of the ball. The more you have possession, the more you keep it, the more you drag Bahrain out from the defensive posture back there.
And this is something Beinhacker doesn't want to see. Chris Birchall, scorer of the wonder goal, limping off the field. I think he's got a hard lad, or is he done?
Well, he's looking very despondent right now. It looks like we're going to get a change here. Oh, that's bad news for Trinidad.
Absolute disaster. Birchall out. And number 16, Silvio Span, in. And the goal scorer from the first leg, who lasts just 20 minutes. And obviously, Birchall was playing more of a central role. Do you think Span will just slot in there?
Well, yeah, I'm not sure, unless they're going to change their whole formation, but I can't see Coach Beinhacker trying to do too many changes, so I reckon it's a like-for-like switch.
Looks like he's taken a knock on his right ankle. Must be quite severe, though, for him to come out in a game of this importance.
Yeah, I can't see him leaving a game like this unless it's really bad.
Andrews pumping it long, looking for Carlos Edwards, and we saw in spells Carlos Edwards really was having some joy down the right-hand side in Port of Spain, but he seemed to drift in and out of the game.
Yeah, I think a lot of times when he got the ball, the Trinidad player stood still and waited for something to happen instead of linking with him and giving him an option. So let's look for them to link with him.
Here's a chance right now. Great defending. We do apologise for the satellite hits we are currently receiving. And that was a glorious opportunity for Jones. Great covering from Hassan. That's what you want to see from your defenders, just throwing his body in the way. That would have definitely tested Ali Hassan. Set-piece opportunity for Trinidad and Tobago. Goes to the far post. Great grab from the keeper. That's the kind of collection that gives you back four plenty of confidence.
Yeah, and he was impressive the other day too. Had some good saves and an excellent catch from the corner kick there.
Talal unable to control, and it looks to me as though TNT have settled down quite nicely in this opening going.
I don't think the atmosphere is going to phase them too much. As I said, I don't think the crowd are getting too much behind Bahrain. And Bahrain are quite happy to let Trinidad have possession of the ball. I don't think it's something they want to do for too long, because, as we know, Trinidad can create some great chances.
And it really is a very strange atmosphere. It feels almost like a training game.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, you're hearing almost sporadic chants from the crowd. It's not everybody together. It's something maybe Trinidad aren't used to, but I don't think it's going to faze them in any way.
A game of such importance. We're used to crowds going absolutely berserk, and here you can almost hear the players talking to each other. But now is a great opportunity for the Soca Warriors to get on the board. And Span, the substitute, looks like he'd like a piece of it. About 25 yards out. let's call it 30. York's over it as well. Maybe a chance for Marvin Andrews. Dennis Lawrence goes to the far post. Flying clearance right there from Adnan again.
Yeah, some great defending. Bahrain in the first leg also had some very good defending. They seemed pretty good at the back in the air, you know, which is not something you normally give credit for Asian teams, but good defending right there.
Dennis Lawrence was at the far post. Adnan couldn't take any chances. Another set piece. Oh, it was a decent delivery that time. Clearance forced from the line. And Dwight York seemed to give that one up. But Bahrain are not clearing. They're making a meal of this. And now you can hear the crowd. Good work from Whitley. Does he win his side the free kick? He does. And you can see Luka Peruzovic, the Bahrain coach, not happy with that decision, but that was a feature of Whitley's play in the first leg.
Oh, he was an absolute colossus in the midfield. And again, you see, I wouldn't like to come up against him because it does not look like he gives up easily.
Dwight York will bend this one in. Andrews and Lawrence will be up again. It's a floater. Allows the keeper to come. He doesn't get there. Oh, and a silly foul by Stern John. He'll be disappointed to have given that one away. But after looking so comfortable with the first couple of set pieces, Ali Hassan, he put some heart in him out there.
These are positive signs for Trinidad. I know the last round Bahrain came here and got the tie against Uzbekistan, but no disrespect, Trinidad a little bit more skillful than Uzbekistan are, and I don't think they can sit for the whole 90 minutes and expect to walk away with the 0-0 tie.
Adnan going long, and he's not finding his teammates, and the ball is in the Bahrain half of the field. Lovely play from Dwight York, storming run down the right-hand side. Another satellite hit, our apologies. Brought away by Hassan. And all the decisions at the moment going TNT's way. Carlos Edwards. Jones pressurising, Jones fouling.
Well, no, we've seen some silly free kicks given away by Trinidad, but I just think it just shows how well up for the game they are. Everybody's giving 100% right now. And Bahrain just sitting a little bit too deep for my liking. We're not seeing the passing that we saw from the other day and the fluency in the counter-attacks.
Or letting the ball bounce in the defending third. I mean, that's a chronic mistake from international players, and it puts them under pressure. Lawrence and Andrews really not communicating too well there, and you want perfect communication from your two centre-backs.
Yeah, and I think you touched on it the other day too, Nick, about the ball bouncing in the area, so it's obviously they haven't learned from their lessons, let's say, from the first leg.
Babel, nice ball back outside, some trickery, but no one there at the far post. And talking about the balls bouncing in the defending third, most of these TNT players play in England, and you know it just wouldn't be allowed.
Yeah, especially in the lower leagues. I mean, you're going to see a lot of long balls into the area, and I can't see a lot of the lower level English coaches standing for that too much.
Stern John getting confused, thought he was playing cricket there for a second. Touch of handball. Here comes Whitley, and this is what he does well, pouring forward from the back. Dwight York, one-on-one, that's where he wants to be. Tripped up, yep. Yorkie did look for it though, but he gets the decision, and that looks like Ala Hubel, who is down. There we can see Dwight York. Oh, Keith. Yeah. Did he touch him?
If he did, it was very minimal. That's a harsh decision against Bahrain.
But another opportunity, and this one a little bit closer. You've got to fancy a strike on goal this time.
Yeah, I definitely think they'll be looking to test the keeper from here. I know Dwight will be all over this one, and Whitley looks like he's in and around there.
Talal wanting our referee to move the ball back, but I don't think Dwight York's going to have any of it. Ali Hassan, who 1 minute looked very assured, the next minute very, very dodgy. It'll be very important that he gets his wall absolutely spot on. Dwight York's over it. It does seem to set up for that bender into the top left-hand corner. Dwight York, what can he do? Oh, and disappointing. You want the keeper to work from that situation.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about Dwight York taking those free kicks. I know he's a Trinidad captain and he's over-eager, but I've never seen him do much like that in England for Villa or Manchester United, so maybe get one of the midfielders in and around there.
And you can see his technique wasn't the best in the world either. He was leaning back the whole way.
He almost fell over.
Yeah, anytime you're leaning back, the ball's going to go up. Didn't have the dip required. Once again, we're seeing Adnan take the goal kicks, which is quite a surprise to see the centre-back stepping up to take those duties. It means he's got to do so much more running to push every ball back offside.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I could think of is if the keeper's carrying a knock, but we haven't heard anything, and we've seen him take some of the other ones, so...
Spectacular clearance from Hassan. Jones. Stern John. Decent ball outside. Whitley losing control, but Kedwards is there. This is good pressure from TNT. Stern John trying to slot an impossible ball through there. But they're up for it. Whitley. Storming run. Running out of real estate, and that is good defending. That is great defending. Oh, but a poor giveaway right there, and the pressure keeps coming. A slip. Avery John. Long-range effort. But I tell you what, Leo Beenhaker's got to be delighted 30 minutes in. His team is dominating.
Definitely so, and I'd just like to see maybe get a few more balls into the forwards' feet. You know, Stern John and Dwight York, and let them turn those defenders. We haven't seen them too much in one-on-one situations.
Now the keeper back to his duties again. Very strange system they've got going here. Hey, it looks like he can thump it as well. Marvin Andrews coming across and wins the free kick. And I can't tell whether the crowd's getting restless or not.
It seems like a little bit upset at some of the referees' decisions. A lot of free kicks going Trinidad's way.
Oh, Stern's in. Oh, magnificent save from Ali Hassan. Stern John got in behind the back four of Bahrain, and the keeper was very, very brave.
Well, just a route-long ball in. Dwight York with a great flick on, and Stern John almost getting in behind. As you said, the keeper very brave. I think he put parts of his body on the line that I don't know if I could do.
Yeah, he came out very strongly and needed to. All of a sudden, Bahrain just caught napping. And that was so nearly the opening goal. And I'll tell you what, Bahrain will not want to see their keeper go off. I don't know what the problem is here. Jones getting into it with Bashir. It'd be interesting to see what language they're speaking. Bahrain players in Arabic and English, the official language of TNT.
I guess we could say the language of football, Nick.
That's right. Looks like Ali Hassan may have winded himself, but he's kept his goal intact, and that's the most important thing, although he's got more work to do. Another set piece for TNT. Surely they're going to make one pay. Marvin Andrews up for that one. And Ali Hassan doing very nicely. Whitley going long. Oh, and that's good work from Stern John. Oh, and he's just absolutely taken to the cleaners there by Hassan. Excuse me, Bashir. Nice little move, dinking to the outside. And I'll tell you what, Mr. Costigan, I think that should have been a yellow card.
I definitely think that was a ruthless challenge. And Stern John and Dwight York, their work rate so far has been tremendous. They've chased down every ball, and it's been hard for Bahrain to start any kind of attack from the back. Good play.
But yet another corner, and up will come Andrews and Lawrence. Surely one of the big men from TNT is going to get on the end of this. Excuse me, free kick. Dwight York. It's all about the delivery. It's got to be swung in with pace. And there's Dennis Lawrence looking for that extra yard, and he's battling away with Adnan. Referee's not happy about it.
Of course, nobody's claiming that they've done anything wrong.
You can see he's saying, got eyes, don't want any more of that nonsense. And then, of course, the old shake hand, slap around the head.
Yeah, everybody's friends again.
York doesn't clear the first defender. That's really disappointing.
Yeah, again, I think York's a little bit overeager today. He wants to take every throw in, every free kick. Let's get in the box. Let someone else do those things. You do the scoring.
Yeah, that's right. You don't want your prime goal scorer taking throw-ins wide out on the left. Jones pressuring. Doing a decent job. York looking for Jones. We'll find him. Nicely done. Span. That's a shocking ball. Hubal. We haven't seen anything of Ala Hubal. 23 years old, top scorer in the Asian Cup last year. He is a goal-scoring machine. Al-Dasari. Ahmed muscled out.
Looks to me like better pressure all around on the ball from Trinidad. Bahrain not as easy, linking up with the forwards, the defenders pushing up well. Trinidad, maybe Marvin Andrews had a word with his other defenders, and they look to be playing like a unit back there right now.
Sid Gray. Oh, that's poor control from Carlos Edwards. But another giveaway from Bahrain, and possession stat, it's got to read something like 90% TNT at the moment. Bahrain just can't string a couple of passes together, although that is very dangerous from Span. Almost got caught dribbling, losing the ball in his own half of the pitch.
I'm not sure if he's a central player all the time, but he doesn't look that comfortable right now on the ball in there. And again, it's a big game to come into, and nerves also play a part.
Lovely touch from Stern John. Dwight York. He's got Edwards out wide on the right. That's a good ball. Cut in from Edwards. We'd like to have seen that played first time, perhaps. Edwards looking for the long throw. The little flick. Stern John couldn't bring it under. But no pattern or shape to the Bahrain play whatsoever. Ahmed losing out, and silly foul. Well, folks, this Friday, it's live. It's Fox Football Friday. Triple F Cubed, 11 p.m. Eastern Time. Do not miss it. Pretty blatant foul from Ahmed. Sid Gray pumping it forward. Straight back in. Dennis Lawrence. Back to Calvin Jack, who's been almost a passenger in this game.
That's the way Leo Benhaker's going to like it right now, but the game started to get a little bit sloppy in the last 5 minutes. Trinidad need to get back doing what they were doing, which is moving around, probing with some good passing. Bahrain will still be happy with the way the game is going. It's 0-0, and the way it looks right now, they go through.
I mean, when does TNT start panicking, start throwing people forward?
I think around the 55th, 60th minute, we may see Lataby come in, and I think that's the whole idea with him starting on the bench, so he can give 30 minutes of good, you know, all-out action. I don't think he is a 90-minute player anymore, so I reckon around the 60th minute, we see some changes.
Stern John battling away. Oh, dearie me, Andrews. Oh, that would have been disastrous. Ahmed on the shoulder of Andrews. I mean, to be fair, Keith, that's what Bahrain want. They want one-on-one at the back.
Yeah. It's scandalous defending. I just said they were playing as a unit. Maybe I hexed them, but you've hit the point 3 or 4 times now. The ball bouncing again. You never let the ball bounce back there. Only bad things can happen. And a lucky escape there for Trinidad.
Marvin Andrews plays his football in Scotland for Rangers, and you just know that his manager, Alex McLeish, I mean, he'd go ballistic to see defending like that. And it's almost as though sometimes TNT, they want to play too much when instead of hoofing it into touch, they want to do something fancy with the ball.
I think you've hit the nail on the head right there. It's instead of worrying about getting the ball out, he's thinking about taking it down and playing it to the right back. So you get it clear first.
And that was Bahrain's first chance in quite some time. Big up and under. Calvin Jack. Oh, he's come for it and he's missed it. Oh, my word. And Marvin Andrews makes amends for his ricket 30 seconds earlier. And what on earth was Calvin Jack doing there?
Well, you said he was a spectator. Well, he was a spectator on that ball too.
He's come for it, completely misjudged the flight. TNT have waited 16 years to get in this position. Oh, and with goalkeeping like that, it'll be another 16 years before they're here again.
I know Shaka Hislop sitting on the bench. He probably has his head in his hands right now. I know that wouldn't happen with Shaka out there.
Short corner. And we saw in the first leg, Bahrain looked very useful on the corners due to the fact that TNT's defensive makeup was absolutely appalling.
It looked to me like Leo Benhecker had them playing maybe a little bit of zonal defence on the corner kicks. I think maybe they're better off going man for man and sticking with their runners. The other day they didn't do that, and we saw players find the gaps and create free chances in there.
I mean, what does that do for a back four when you see your keeper coming and making such a hash of it?
It doesn't make you feel comfortable when the ball's going over your head, put it that way. You like to see your goalkeeper come out and eat them up, and that should be food and drink for a goalkeeper like Calvin Jack.
Abdasori. Poor ball. Marvin Andrews going long, too long. Good pressuring from Span, though.
I would like to see Marvin maybe switch that ball up a little bit. A lot of times going straight down the middle with it. It really hasn't worked so far for Trinidad.
Sid Gray. Looking for Dwight York. Ali Hassan, very comfortable. Avery John. Talal working away on that right-hand side. Ali Hubayo showing, but not getting any joy. He shows again. Adnan pumping it. Back door. Calvin Jack, this time safe as houses. Once again, we apologise for the satellite hits we are getting from the Kingdom of Bahrain. Big challenge from Span. Ahmed. And I think we'd say he couldn't control a bag of cement on that one.
Yeah, it wasn't a very good touch, but maybe we'll put it down to the pressure by the Trinidad defence.
And a yellow card for Mohamed Habail. Looked like something he said. I think he was unhappy with Span's challenge a few seconds earlier.
Maybe he'll get the big brother onto him.
There's the challenge. Looked like a strong challenge from Span, but nothing too much. Dwight York, fancy quick feet. We'll find Avery John just a minute before half-time. Stern John, he's asked a lot, he's asked too much. Got to ask you, Keith, what's he saying to Avery John?
Well, he's disappointed. He's made a good run, and the ball, really, it's not a difficult ball to play down the line into the forward's feet. And as a forward, it's tough to keep making those runs and not get the ball to your feet. So I'm sure he's letting Avery John know the next one better be perfect.
So important for TNT not to lose patience, though. The onus on them. They know that they have to score a goal. It's as simple as that. They're going to win the tie or send it into extra time. If it does finish up 1-1, we will go to the drama of extra time, and if it's still tied up then, of course, penalty kicks. This is the day that we will know all 32 teams who will be participating in the 2006 World Cup in Germany. 4 more spots up for qualification. 3 in Europe, and this one right here. Australia have already done the business by beating Uruguay on penalty kicks. Congratulations to the soccer. International Stadium, Manama, Bahrain. Second leg, second half, 0-0. Trinidad and Tobago in the white and black. Bahrain in the red with the white sleeves. And Bahrain at the moment in pole position, but this game could change in a flash. It needs a goal, though, let's be honest. First 45 minutes, bit of a rascal.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to go down in the record books as one of the best played soccer games, but a goal can change anything, so.
And here's an opportunity straight away for Bahrain to get in the attacking third, someplace they found very difficult to get to in the first 45 minutes. That's a lovely turn from Jones, driving on. Oh, and that's good defending from Jalal. World class. Oh, but dearie me, commentator's curse.
World class defending, absolutely terrible pass.
I mean, it looked like he actually stubbed the ground.
Maybe they're going to play for touch in the second half.
Here comes Jones again, and the Ruiz has blown for a free kick. There's a little bit of grabbing going on from Bashir. And this looks like a decent opportunity. I mean, there was no pressure whatsoever on Jones. It was 3-on-1.
Silly place for a free kick to be given away, and they could be punished here.
Well, Whitley is standing over it. We saw the delivery from Dwight York. Obviously, Bean Harker in the dressing room at half-time has said, Dwight, stop taking the free kicks. We want you in the box. Looks like he's got to be a dink to the far post. Or he goes for goal instead. Comes back out to Edwards. That's where TNT have got to be so careful. Span.
Hasn't really impressed since he came on, Span in the middle. He looks maybe a little bit out of his depth at this level.
Salman. Space now. Well cut out by Whitley, though. Edwards is calling for it on the right-hand side, and he gets it. Looking inside for Stern John. Lovely ball from Stern John. Dwight York. Fighting, no. Still on. The shot comes. All a bit scrappy in the first few minutes.
It was nice to see Dwight York trying to link up there up top, but again, just a little bit too tight in there. Bahrain holding their own defensively.
Ahmed, good ball on the right-hand side. Hubail in the middle. Lovely ball whipped across the top of the 6-yard box. It just needed a touch. The best move put together from Bahrain.
Easily the best move of the match. A great ball across the goal and not too far away.
And that looked like Jack Warner up in the dignitaries booth. Nice comfy seats as well. Looked like an armchair there. Jalal. Ahmed looking for Hubal. Chance for TNT to break possibly. Dwight York. Still Dwight York. Needs some movement from Stern John. There's Jones. Big physical presence is Jones, and he wins his team. Corner kick.
I think we saw from that last chance already Trinidad have pushed forward, leaving gaps in the midfield, and I mean they're going to have to struggle to hold out for 45 minutes playing at such a high tempo and playing so high forward.
Dwight York will take the corner kick. No Russell Latterby as of yet. It's a decent delivery. The keeper didn't get there, and TNT, they've done it. They've scored the goal that could send them to the promised land. We've seen so many corner kicks. Dennis Lawrence, Marvin Andrews coming up every time. We were wondering when they were going to deliver. They've delivered big time.
Well, that changes the game totally. What a great corner. What a header. And now let's see Bahrain come out and try to get a goal. Excellent headed goal. That stunned the crowd a little bit. Not that they were too loud anyway.
Oh, Dennis Lawrence. He's 6'7". He used every inch of that frame. The delivery was good. The keeper didn't know whether to come. He got caught in no man's land completely, and it's a powerful header. And TNT, they've done it. Oh, the marking was shocking. In fact, Keith, that's a carbon copy of the goal Bahrain scored in Port of Spain.
Yeah, you got it right. And Lawrence was never marked at any time. He was standing and he wasn't picked up, and he walked towards the ball and headed it. Not one player close to him. And Peruzovic has got to be really disappointed with his defenders there.
Well, now this is a test for Bahrain. They don't score a lot of goals, and they've got to force one just to get it into extra time. And maybe we were right, Keith. The pressure of playing at home at the Port of Spain was too much for TNT, and here they go again. Stern John, good effort. No one following up. Well, that could have so easily been two. But there's been a noticeable difference from the quality of the Soca Warriors play.
Definitely so. I think, you know, you brought up the point the other day about 16 years ago, and that might have been playing on their minds. They're away from home, little bit less pressure. Almost 2-0 there. Great strike and a great save.
Ali Hussein making amends, but he really was caught in no man's land on that set piece. Decided to come and then just stopped. And Bahrain, they look a little bit rattled right now. Adnan. Whitley. And now, what do TNT do, Keith? Because we've seen their natural game is to go forward. I don't think they're comfortable defending.
No, I think they'll continue to try to play the way they are. Maybe not as far forward, but they will continue to attack because they're not a defensive team. And if they try to see it, they're going to be in big trouble.
Especially if Ala Hobale, man on the ball right now, and he's your centre forward. And once again, it's the Dwight York syndrome. Do you want your centre forward taking throw-ins? Dwight, a very silly foul from Avery John. Lost his discipline right there. And I hate to harp back to the first leg, but it was from these situations that TNT looked most vulnerable.
Yeah, well, let's hope they're picking up a little bit better than they did in the first leg, for their sake.
Jackson goal. Calvin Jacks being a virtual spectator. Can he keep his concentration? It's going to be whipped in. Left side. Played it short, looking for the drive. Didn't get all of it. Jalal. He'll pump it back in. It's a poor ball, though. Marvin Andrews. Dwight York. TNT with some players in the box. There's Jones, there's Stern John. Good moves by Dwight York. Disappointing ball, but he's battling for it. And he's pressuring for it. And I tell you what, for a 35-year-old, that's not too shabby. He's going to earn himself a yellow card. But what an inspiration to the rest of his team.
Yeah, that's the kind of inspiring captain leadership you need, chasing down every lost cause. And that's exactly what Trinidad need to do, especially at the back. put Bahrain under pressure on the ball. Don't let them play the ball out easily. Even though they are now in the driving seat, they don't want to sit back.
Well, you know, the Trinidad and Tobago capital, Port of Spain, the entire country will be watching this one. The Soca Warriors, the Calypso music will be turned up full blast. Edwards, that's a lovely ball outside to Span. Is the delivery good? It was interesting. Didn't look like he got all of it, but caused some problems in the Bahrain back four. Edwards. Oh, that just drives you mad as a coach, as a player, and as a commentator.
Silly foul. Had him under pressure and got him out of it.
Sid Gray pumping it in. Nicely done from Stern John. It's set up beautifully for Dwight York. Oh, and Dwight looking for that one. He's never going to get it.
I think Dwight had decided about 2 minutes ago he was going to go down when he got the ball.
Salman. Talal. Bahrain just cannot put two passes together at the moment.
Certainly not looking like the team that were so comfortable on the ball attacking-wise.
Oh, and Jalal. Huge giveaway. Stern John, Dwight York. 3-on-3 in the box. Bahrain getting players back now. Oh, dearie me. Dwight will be disappointed with that delivery. Span had made a decent run. Salman. Talal. Adnan pushing forward, and I think we're going to see this big boy from the back pushing up at every single opportunity. Played in. Andrews, solid. If in doubt, hoof it out. Mohamed Hubal. Forcing Span into the handball. Hassan. Hubal. Bahrain just so careless with the ball at the moment.
Wow, since the goal, their passing has been awful and the shape has been awful. They're going to have to settle down soon.
And I tell you what, Andrews and Lawrence will love it if Bahrain just launch long balls for the rest of the game.
Yeah, as long as they don't let them bounce like they have a couple of times, we'll be fine.
Stern John, great play. Carlos Edwards. Still Carlos Edwards. Oh, and he didn't look. Mohamed Hubal finds his brother, Ala Hubal, and this is where he's dangerous, running at defenders. Oh, and he tries to slot it through. Carlos Edwards will pick it up. Carlos Edwards will fall down like a bag of spuds.
Yeah, it didn't look like too much in that one.
Little clip. He certainly embellished it, that's for sure. And it's funny, in the first leg when Bahrain scored, they immediately started falling to ground, and just 3 minutes later TNT came back. And I think sometimes it goes against teams to start wasting time, to start fooling around.
Yeah, I mean, Trinidad have done well with good rhythm going forward. I don't think they want to start slowing the game down, because it's not what's going to help them right now. It is a part of soccer we don't like seeing.
Dwight York battling away. He's still working. Nearly forced a mistake. Salman. Looking for Ala Hubal. Yet another pass, just doesn't have enough on it. Big Marvin Edwards. Stern John. And Jalal will pick it up.
I think Russell Ladapi can put back on his warm-ups too. I don't think we'll be seeing him for a while now.
Yep, his silky skills will not be used, although we may see your good mate, Brent Shocho, right?
Yeah, hopefully. I know Brent is itching to get on the field. I talked to him the other day, but I mean, he'll be quite happy with the victory even if he doesn't get on the field.
Mohamed Hubal. So important for Bahrain to keep their discipline, keep possession. Thumped in, looking for Ahmed. Marvin Andrews there. Dwight York. Got to say, overplaying it a little bit there, Keith. Yeah. You know, the first touch was decent. The second touch maybe should have been long.
Yeah. I think the second touch, he's got to look to Stern John. He's a good outlet up there, and he's always good at holding the ball up.
Bashir. Mohamed Hubal. Oh, that's good defending from Span. Switched. quite beautifully. Dwight York again. One-on-one. Dwight York going for goal. Ali Hassan nicely positioned, and he'll get Adnan moving forward. I just don't see where a Bahrain attempt is going to come from at the moment, though.
Yeah, it is. It's a totally different game when you're trying to chase and they're trying to create. If Trinidad maybe are sitting a tiny bit deeper, I mean, they've got to look to Ala Hubail right now. We've heard a lot about him. This is the time where he needs to step up.
Tough challenge on Ala Hubail. And Gray will find his name into the notebook. And really, it looks like set pieces are the best opportunities for Bahrain to get the ball in the box at the moment. Jalal. Poor delivery, though. Stern John to Span. Nice ball up. You can see Stern John there saying, I want it to my feet. So important, though, for TNT to keep together collectively right now, though.
Oh, yeah, you need Stern John working hard.
Oh, there's a mistake, and surely... Oh, my goodness me, TNT went completely to sleep. And if there's a chance, and you want it to fall to one player, it's this man, Ala Hubail. A little flick on from Salman, and Sid Gray and Andrews got themselves completely mixed up. And how many times have we seen that, Keith? Lack of communication in the TNT back four.
Well, that's just criminal to me. You have Lawrence at 6'7", Marvin Andrews, a big guy, playing his trade in Europe, should be used to long balls, and that should be easily cleared. And again, Bahrain causing troubles with just a simple long ball down the middle.
Stern John will find Dwight York. Jones. He'll whip it across. Bashir with the foot out. Good work from Jones. Whitley will pick it up. Whitley's so strong. And that is very, very nice play. Sid Gray. Nearly showed too much of it. Did show too much of it. Chance for Bahrain to break. And that, I'd say, is a good foul.
Yeah,
from
definitely. Helps your team get back in defensively. They'll be happy. Rest of the midfielders.
Jalal. Ala Hubail showing. Still Jalal. Marvin Andrews. I can't say that was a good foul.
No, Marvin knew he was sold early, and he decided to take the player. Wasn't taking any chances.
Bahrain, definitely number one, getting more possession. Number two, they're in the attacking third a lot more often.
Trinidad have kind of sit a little bit deeper now. They settle down after the goal, and you don't want that to happen.
Calvin Jacks with work to do. Jalal will look to swing it in with the left foot. Ahmed with the right foot. Looks like a shot on goal would be the way to go. Oh! And Calvin Jacks, Keith, I thought he was showing too much of that left-hand side. Ahmed saw it. He went for it. And how close was that? Oh, what happened to the wall?
Yeah, well, Jack's got to be really unhappy with the wall, because the wall, if it stays, does its job, and his position was pretty okay, and he got across the cover if needed. But a warning sign for Trinidad.
Well, it was the last player on the wall, decided to leave the wall and created that gap. And just for a moment there, with that ball hitting the side netting, you thought, as it snuck in. Well, that's got to be a warning to TNT, and I mean, once again, I mean, they're just awful at set pieces. Stern John, excuse me, that's Jones. Good ball outside to Carlos Edwards. He whips it to the far post. Nobody's there. Dwight York does push up. And a good chance to pressure. And Bahrain have played themselves out of that little hole very nicely. Oh, dear me, though, what a giveaway. And that just kills the momentum.
Not much pressure on him, and just giving the ball away like that kills any kind of attack momentum.
I'll tell you what, the passing from Bahrain, you know what it reminds me of? Sunset Spurs last night. Keith and I play on a over 30s team, and we were shocking. Got trounced 8-2.
Nick's been really nice about it too, so.
Here comes TNT. Big high ball into the box. Jones offside, and I tell you what, these fans, they're sitting on their hands at the moment. Hassan. Ala Hubel. Adnan. To Talal. Adnan making a nice overlapping run, taking a defender with him. Ali Hubal. For the first time really in the game, we've seen a tiny bit more possession from Bahrain, stringing their passes together, and that's something that they've got to do, maybe stretch out TNT a little bit and not allow them to be so compact.
And again, I think Trinidad shouldn't, if they want to continue playing the way they are, shouldn't sit back and let them have possession. Bahrain seem to me like a very good team going forward when they have time, but put under pressure, they have given the ball away.
Well, nervous time once again for Leo Beenhaker. As his side have shown time and again that they tend to lose concentration from set pieces. Adnan on the free kick. He'll go for goal. Decent delivery, decent effort. Or has he got to make the keeper work?
Yeah, I think from that distance, it's a little bit ambitious, a little bit of a hard angle for a right-footed shot. And Kelvin Jackal, well, he'll be happy with that all day.
Yeah, really from that position, he's got to go to the other corner. Jones looked like he was mugged out. Jalal going nowhere, but he gets bailed out by the bounce. Here he is again. Oh dearie me. Jalal caught in two minds. Whitley, Jones, Edwards. Better from TNT. Stern John battling. Fouls hard enough. Whitley. Avery John. Whitley. Sid Gray. Back to Whitley. This is good stuff from TNT. Take the air out of the game. They can't afford to lose it. That was a good interception from Sat. It's fallen to Al Habel. Still Al Habel. Disappointing. Once again, we apologise for the satellite hit. Sid Gray thumping it long.
Well, I think I was critical earlier of Span's play, but I think maybe we're seeing what kind of player he is now. A little bit, he's breaking up the play when Bahrain are coming forward, so maybe a little bit more of a defensive midfielder. Some good stuff there from Span.
Yeah, it's not about skill right now. It's about hard work. It's about commitment, and it's about wanting to be in Germany in 24 minutes' time. And that's how far away Trinidad and Tobago are. And what this would do for the psyche of the country, I'll tell you what, it will be a party. And Dwight York and Russell Ladderby will be leading that party, and it will go on for days.
Well, I'm just interested to know if the English-based players will head straight back to England, or maybe they'll take a detour through Trinidad, and we'll see what their coaches have to say about that.
There you can see, did come off Jones. Dwight York plays it short. And they'll just keep it in the corner. Force Bahrain to go long and cough up possession. Oh, bad control of Ahmed. Oh, I'll tell you what, Keith, all of a sudden, though, you could see 2v2 at the back. How is that happening? It's got to be 3v2, 4v3. They've always got to have a spare player.
Well, that's the thing. With Trinidad playing 4 at the back, you always have one spare. And right there was a chance. But Bahrain are not sending that many players forward. And you think maybe now is the time with 20 minutes to go to do that.
Good skill from Stern John. Jones, one-on-one opportunity. Surely he's got to go for goal. He does go for goal. Here's Stern John. Oh, he's called offside. And just for a second there, that looked like a big, big chance, because there's no way Bahrain are coming back from 2 goals down.
No.
To win this game, in normal time, they've got to score 2 goals, which they haven't looked like doing. To send it to extra time, they've got to score 1.
Stern John looked onside to me there, so... Well, he didn't get the ball anyway, so not much of a getaway for Bahrain. But I think they maybe need to throw some more players further forward right now. They've got to gamble with 20 minutes to go and a World Cup place on the line.
Looks like Stern John has picked up a knock, or is that Kwani Jones? It is Jones, in fact. Here we can see him making the run. Was he caught there?
I think he might have been caught late, but it would have been a tough decision to give, and I didn't see any complaints from the Trinidad players.
Well, Dennis Lawrence is on the verge of becoming a national hero. His header has put TNT 1 goal up on the road. It is 2-1 aggregate scoreline. Germany beckons. Just 20 minutes left in this all-or-nothing World Cup qualifier. Jack Warner, the TNT president, should be pretty happy at the moment. That nice big comfy chair.
I wonder what the price is on those seats, Nick.
Tell you, we couldn't afford them, that's for sure. Mohamed Habel to Ali Dolasari. Adnan. That sort of fake inside. Someone's got to close him down. No one's closing him down until Dennis Lawrence decided to step up. And you can't let players run at you in the attacking third and not go and at least put some pressure on the ball. Bashir. To Hassan. TNT sitting back, inviting Bahrain to come at them. And I don't think that is their game.
I don't think it is, but I do think that Trinidad have looked vulnerable with it, and if they maybe threw another body or 2 forward, they'd get more joy out of it.
Jalal. Big header from Dennis Lawrence. Avery John just hooping it out.
I think Avery John has had a much better game today than he did in Trinidad, so we were critical of him the other day.
Adnan. Oh, poor ball from Adnan, but I tell you what, Keith, I've noticed the last few minutes TNT are beginning to sit back. They're saying we've got the 1-0, we want to protect the 1-0. And how often have you seen you give possession up and all of a sudden Bahrain, who have played with not a great deal of confidence, they're now allowed time to move the ball around and they start feeling more comfortable.
Definitely so, and not only when you give away possession, you give away momentum too. And Trinidad, like you said, not their game to sit back deep.
Stern John mixing it up with Bashir. And you'd like to think that Bashir will want to get on with it. It is their time. You can see the flailing elbow. Didn't look like a great deal, though. Dwight York. Nice turn from Stern John. Great turn from Stern John. He's still got it. Jones. Jones! Good save. Ali Hassan. He was in the right place at the right time. Oh, dearie me. Dennis Lawrence giving TNT fans heart attacks worldwide. The Soca Warriors, so named for the calypso music of the island. Ali Ubal, nice turn inside, but that's good defending from Sid Gray. Excellent stuff from Sid Gray. And a yellow card for Ala Hubel.
Sid Gray and other players had a good game for me. Both fullbacks for Trinidad have played reasonably well. I think the problem area for them right now is being through the middle of the defence.
23-year-old Bahrain international. Plays his football for Al Jarraf in Qatar. Really a goal-scoring machine, but just hasn't been given the service today.
Yeah, I definitely don't think we can blame him on that, because he hasn't had many chances created for him so far tonight.
Stern John looking for the handball as Dwight York was making a nice little run, and surely that's a handball. No, play on. Jones, I mean, really looked like he stuck out the right hand, but TNT can't make them pay. Dwight York tracking back. Ball down the channel. That one should bounce harmlessly out of play. And it must be about time for Bahrain to make a change. Their World Cup dreams 17 minutes away from being shattered. Surely Luka Tarazuvic will make a change, try and inject some life into this team.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's made any kind of personal changes on the field, and I don't know, maybe an extra forward up there, maybe someone serving more balls in for Ala Hubel. Right now something's got to change for them. They haven't created any kind of chances.
Talal. Mohamed Hubel, nice turn. Still Mohamed Hubel, great tackle from Span, and a chance for TNT to break. Edwards. Stern John, sensible, good switch of the ball right there. Dwight York, one-on-one against Adnan. How many tricks does Yorkie have up his sleeve? Takes the sensible option. Whitley. Dennis Lawrence. Whitley. Nice possession. Sid Gray. This is good stuff. Stern John. That's a ticky-tack foul right there. So TNT will take it.
Much better play from TNT right now with their passing movement. Dwight York doing the sensible thing out wide and just keeping possession. Good stuff.
Span will come across and look for Stern John. Possession is the key. Whitley. Very nicely done out to Yorkie. He's one-on-one again with Adnan. The 35-year-old dreaming of World Cup glory. He played in 1989 when TNT lost to the United States of America and they only needed a point. He's waited a long time for this opportunity. Back come Bahrain. Dinked in and thumped out. Adnan. Mohamed Hubel looking for Jalal. Doesn't seem to be a great deal of urgency about Bahrain though, does there?
I think this is maybe the first time in a long time they've had to chase a game, and they don't look like they're used to doing it.
Salman sees some ball into the box. And at the moment, Bahrain creating chances out of nothing. That was great defending from Dennis Lawrence, but all of a sudden, Ala Hubel looked like he was in right there. Well, two TNT defenders not doing their jobs.
Yeah, and Dennis Lawrence very lucky. That could have easily ended up in the back of the net for his second goal, and not one he would have been proud of.
Okay, Ali Abdullah and Mohamed Ibrahim coming on. Jones off for TNT. That's a surprise. Russell Latifi coming on. What do you think that move is there, Keith? Keep possession.
Yeah, I think maybe just holding the ball up. You know he's difficult to knock off the ball, so that's the only reason. I know it's not for his defensive skills. Concentration
needed right here to the far post. Lawrence does well. Needs to be hoofed away. Unconvincing, but effective. Dalal, great sliding tackle. Well, coming up on the greatest soccer channel on earth, Fox Soccer Channel, it's the EPL Wigan Athletic, the surprise team against Arsenal, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time. That's Saturday, don't miss it. Calvin Jacks has had very little to do this half once again.
He'll be very happy with his defensive play.
I'm sure he's not even got a sweat on. Thump long, little flick on by Ahmed. Alahubel there. All of a sudden, Bahrain looking dangerous, but you've got to work harder than that in that situation right there. Span, beautifully done. Still Span, 3-on-2 for TNT at the moment. If the ball's good, the ball is good. Here's a chance to seal the deal. Oh, off the bar! Russell Latterby, his first touch of the game. And it looked for sure he was going to score. Perhaps he's going to score. Oh, dearie me. Russell Latterby with an opportunity to ice it. What do you think, Mr. Costigan? Should he have finished?
I think it was a pretty good chance, but he's only on the field 2 minutes, and maybe a player who's been on the field a little bit longer is going to take that opportunity, but we wondered why he was brought on. 2 chances in 1 minute. That's why Leo Beenhaker's the coach and we're not.
Fantastic opportunity, all made by the power running of Span. Good little ball from Stern John, and Latterby, 37 years of age, retired from international football almost 5 years ago, just came back in February. His good friend Dwight York said, Russell, we need you, come back. And Russell, he likes the party, still says he smokes 67 cigarettes a day. You know, he likes the good life. Currently playing for Falkirk in Scotland, and you said he was player coach up there as well.
Yeah. And I think it's a nice story if he is on the field when they do finally gain qualification. One of the players who's been around a long time, around back in '89, it would be a great fairy tale story for him.
Little change there as Luka Peruzovic decides to throw the dice. Jalal will make the overlapping run. Is his delivery good? Cuts it back inside. Ibrahim. Jalal playing a little two-man game. Sapp sticks out a leg, and it's a good touch, isn't it? Stern John. And this is, well, I think we may see the advantage, Keith, of some of the TNT players do play in the upper leagues of England. The experience of knowing when to slow down a game. That's probably why Latterby's brought on right now.
Definitely, yeah, and the first touch as well, when the ball is cleared, the ball's not coming back off them and back out. They're holding the ball up well and wasting time, and I think maybe that is maybe one of the main reasons why Latterby was brought on.
Span playing a very dangerous ball and beautifully picked out by Adnan. Oh, and everybody going forward. Ball went behind. Here comes Span again, and we've seen Span more and more in the game.
I think he's been excellent in the second half for Trinidad, and he's taken a lot of the workload that Whitley had to carry in the last game away. So two of them have complemented each other well in the second half.
Talal, Mohamed Hubel, his brother shows. Adnan. Oh, and he can't lose possession there, and Russell Latterby just nicking it away. Dwight York, Latterby. And there you can see the experience. Latterby could have turned, could have gone forward, but no, just slow it down and switch it wide.
Sensible option being taken, but excellent defending by Trinidad. You talked about putting pressure on the ball earlier, and Avery John doing a great job of that right now.
And Carlos Edwards knocking it out of bounds as Stern John was absolutely taken to the cleaners. And Edwards will come off. And Tabiba Charles will make his World Cup appearance. Defender. Excuse me, Ian Cox. Lineups don't correspond with what we're getting from sight. So Ian Cox, who plays for Gillingham in England, currently in the lower division of English football.
He'll be going back to a new coach. Neil Cooper just resigned as the Gillingham coach, so interesting interesting side story for himself and Brent Sancho.
Well, I know the Gillingham coach wasn't happy with Brent, was he?
No, Brent decided to get a private doctor to clear him to go on this trip. He wasn't going to miss this one for the world.
Mohamed Houbel finds his brother, Allah Houbel. Here's Jalal, whose touches have been inconsistent at best. Does have support out on the left, swings it far post, there's no one there. Well, for TNT for a second, they went to sleep again.
3 men in the box shouldn't happen this late in the game at this important juncture, this tie.
Talal was wide open, and the stretching Dennis Lawrence just got to head to it. Cox comes across, doesn't make it. And this is not the time for TNT to go to sleep.
Discipline on the corners here got to be better than it has been.
Well, Bahrain have got to throw some players forward right here. Decent delivery. Oh, and that's well done from Stern John. Tracking back. And that'll do.
Yeah, I know it's not gone anywhere, but that's excellent cover back from Stern John. Didn't stand on his laurels up forward and wait for the ball. Came in and broke up a potential good cross in for Bahrain. So good job, Stern John.
Well, set pieces now. It's got to be all 11 defending, hasn't it? And I think your point about Bahrain not having been behind in games, not having to score goals, is coming back to haunt them, because they just don't seem to have too many ideas at the moment. Adnan with a little bit of space. Forced to go backwards though. Good defending from Russell Latterby, defending from the front. Oh, and that's the kind of header you love to see. And Cox looks like he's slotted into a centre-back position, so with TNT at the moment, you've got 5 across the back.
It's back to the wall. Looks like Yorkie's back in midfield right now, in left midfield role. We've got 4 across the middle and just Stern John up top.
Well, you've got to say the tough thing for Bahrain as well, they're not getting much help from the crowd. 5 minutes left. Really want to hear some noise, don't you?
Yeah, it's a very dead atmosphere.
Oh, that's great effort, though. You know, you've run your socks off for 85 minutes. That's the kind of thing that inspires your team. Stern John giving everything to the cause.
Well, when the prize is the World Cup in Germany, you got to keep running.
Oh yeah, and they've got to be on good money as well to make it there. I mean, if you think England are getting £300,000 a man to win the thing, yeah, I'd say an association like TNT, the players are probably on like 20, 25 grand to make it to the World Cup finals.
That's definitely not to be sneezed at.
That's good money in anybody's book. And of course, the great thing about the World Cup final, it is the ultimate showcase to display your skills and get picked up by one of the big European teams and make the big money move. Exactly,
and how many times have we seen it? Some gem being unearthed at a World Cup, so...
Well, I know one player you were pretty disappointed with, El Hadji Diouf. Had a monster World Cup for Senegal. Liverpool paid big money for him, and he was quite the bust at Anfield.
Yeah, I'm sorry you brought that up, but it doesn't always work out that they're a great player.
There is a great player of yesteryear and still doing it now, Russell Latterby. Stern John, who has, I think, covered every blade of grass in the attacking third, and he's not stupid. He'll take it in the corner. And he doesn't win the free kick, does he? No. That would go down as dangerous play from Stern John, not giving the ball up. Didn't look like dangerous play, but that would be the official interpretation. Al-Basari. And it's time just to pump it forward. And that should be good news for TNT. What a giveaway. Latterby. What's the magician going to do? He'll find his good old mate Dwight York, and if anybody knows how to play, these two do. Latterby will show again. Dwight will keep it. Dwight will take it into the corner. It's not attractive, but it's effective. Until the giveaway. Ahmed Good pressure from Marvin Andrews, but Ahmed still on the ball, needs to be closed down. Whitley comes across. Adnan. Great stuff from Whitley. He should just pour forward and knock it in the corner. Oh, he's still going, is Whitley. It's a storming run. Stern John is wide open in the box. Oh, and if Whitley had seen him there, would have been a golden opportunity. Oh, and TNT, they are just scrapping, and Span wins the free kick. That'll burn off another 30 seconds and take us into the last minute of the game.
Oh, like Trinidad have really shown some heart today. A lot along the lines of the Mexico game, went 1-0 down and that came back to win 2-1, and in this series they were 1-0 down, so a mirror image of that game.
Latterby will pick up a yellow card for wasting time, and he will not care about that one iota.
I think he gave the ref a thumbs up too.
Dwight York, guess where Yorkie's going to go? Into the corner. And in his Man U career, always so good at holding the ball up. And that, I mean, you've got to say, it's boring, but it's world-class play, isn't it? He's taken it into the corner, he's nicked it off the defender, it's gone out for a corner.
Oh, it's excellent play, and Brent Sancho actually told me Dwight was famous when he was younger. They had a school of 600 kids and one ball, and 599 kids couldn't get the ball from Dwight York, so 11 Bahrain players have their work cut out.
Dwight and York will play the little two-man game, and they'll win the corner again. And take their sweet time again. And it must be so emotional for York and Latterby to be in this situation now. 16 years ago, you know, their hearts were broken, and in fact, the whole of Trinidad and Tobago's hearts were broken. Marvin Andrews said the country actually went into a tailspin after the loss to the United States when World Cup qualification was at hand. And now they're so close, they can taste it.
I think when the final whistle goes, if it does stay this way, the two of them will grab each other and give each other a big hug.
Oh, and it's getting a bit nasty now. And you can understand the frustration of the Bahrain players. They want to get on with it, but they just can't get hold of the ball.
For me, you can't blame Latterby and York. They've done a good job of holding the ball in there. If you have a problem with it, go try win it. They've done excellent work. And
it really is getting ugly. Handbags at sick paces. Ali Hussein getting involved. You don't need your goalkeeper coming out here. Our assistant referee on the field. Bahrain, they've seen their World Cup going smoke, and you definitely don't want to see this. Bottles are being chucked onto the pitch right now. I'm sure FIFA will have some sanctions.
Yeah, discipline in the crowd and on the field is gone here, and it's not what we want to see.
And TNT have two players in the attacking third. Oh, Dwight York going for something really outrageous there. Perhaps would have been better to hold on to it, but we are now into stoppage time. And Bahrain need to pull something out of the magician's hat. They'll thump it long. Jack comes. Almost for a second once again. Your heart's in your mouth if you're a TNT fan.
I don't know how much communication there was there, but after, I think it was Lawrence had left it.
Oh, and almost something that you've not seen in years. I saw George Best do it once against Gordon Banks. Oh, and this is really getting ugly right now. Ruiz, the referee, being assaulted by the Bahrain players. Ugly, ugly scenes here at the National Stadium in Manama. Ahmed tried a little bit of magic. I'd like to see the replay. Did he catch Jack? I'm not sure. But the ball was up in the air for a second. Ahmed intelligently stole it, banged it into an empty net. The referee's given a free kick, and the Bahrain players are having an absolute meltdown. Looks like an assistant coach out on the field trying to get his players back.
Yeah, the Bahrain coaches don't want to see this either. It's not going to get them a goal back. It's not going to get them a World Cup place. Or maybe a couple more minutes to go. Let's see it, though.
I'll tell you what, the ball's there. It's there to be played. And you've got to say, it was absolutely brilliant by Ahmed. I mean, they're never given, but I tell you what, Keith, he didn't touch Jax.
No, the ball's out of the keeper's possession.
Ball's out of his hands, and I've got to say, Bahrain have been ripped off. They have been ripped off right here. And you can understand that they're going absolutely crazy. Looks like a card has come out, and it does look like the red variety. And Adnan has been given his marching orders. Excuse me, that's Hassan. He'll make the slow walk to the dressing room. Hassan Ali. And I guarantee you, Keith, if he touched the referee, which I'm sure he did, he'll probably receive a 3-match ban from FIFA.
Yeah, and rightly so. No matter what we say about referees making bad decisions, you can't touch them. It's something that you don't want to see in international soccer.
So was that a bad decision by the referee to disallow the goal?
I mean, for me, I've never seen one given.
I know, I saw Henry last season score a goal like that for Arsenal, which was disallowed.
But you got to say that they don't touch the goalkeeper, and the ball is out of possession, so...
Well, the assistant referee is saying 2 minutes of added time. I don't know where he's getting that figure from, because that last incident took almost 3. Cox, poor header. Andrews, thumping clearance. Stern John will chase it. Stern John will almost win it. Hassan Ali just forced to thump it. Poor communication once again from TNT. 2 players, 1 ball.
It's amazing how many long balls down the middle of caught Trinidad out. For the size and strength they have there, should never happen.
Talal. Corner kick coming up. This surely must be the last chance saloon for Bahrain. Everybody should be in the box on this one. 3 Bahrain, 4, 5. Here comes 6. Decent delivery. It's got to be cleared. Still not clear. It's bouncing around. Who's he going to drop to? It's a good strike. Oh, great save. Oh, Calvin Jax has done practically nothing all game. 5 minutes into injury time, he pulls off a world-class save. How late did he see that? It came through a forest of players. Back it comes again. Good clearance from Andrews. The final whistle has blown. After 16 years of sheer agony, Trinidad and Tobago have made it to the promised land. They will be in Germany 2006. Dennis Lawrence, magnificent header, enough to take them through 2-1 on aggregate. Keith, you've got to feel happy for them.
You do. You got to feel a little bit for the Bahrain players that played excellently in both games, but Trinidad, hey, Kelvin Jack at the end, what a way to win the game. A world-class save, and they're on their way to Germany.
Absolutely stunning by Calvin Jack. He made us nervous now and again, but he pulls off a glorious save. Stick around. We'll be back to wrap up shop. It finishes up Bahrain 0, Trinidad and Tobago, Germany 2006 1.